Hi there, and welcome to our special Q&A call for the Archangel Activation Facilitator Program. Welcome, welcome. I'm so happy that you are here. I know some of you are watching the replay, and so I'm happy that you've made it to this call, whether in real time or later on. Time is circular, so it's all good. And as you know, I'm Courtney Long, angel communicator, author, and speaker, and master's level social worker. And today is really just a relaxed, authentic opportunity to ask questions about the Archangel Activation Facilitator Program. And I've been receiving a lot of questions from people over email and phone conversations. So I want to share answers to the commonly asked questions. And I just want to dive a little bit deeper into a few things that are going to be really helpful, because I'm hearing from a lot of you that you are very lit up and interested in the Archangel Facilitator Program. You're like really feeling that call to work more closely with the angels, to help other people. And you're feeling inspired by the idea of teaching and leading guided meditations, maybe even working with clients one-on-one. But a few things are kind of getting in the way of you just saying yes to this beautiful, sacred opportunity. So my intention today is to hold space for you to get clear on your divine guidance and to make a clear decision about whether to apply for the Archangel Activation Facilitator Program, whether to wholeheartedly say yes to teaching about the angels and working with the angels to help others improve their lives. So whether that's a big, big yes and you're wholeheartedly in, or whether it's a no, this is not the right opportunity for you. So a lot of you are on the fence. And when we're on the fence, it kind of hurts. It's kind of like uncomfortable to sit on top of a fence. It's like pokey and prods our little tush. So, so basically my intention today is to help you get a clear decision and to get off the fence into a clear yes or a clear no. Sound good? So I'm going to invite you to set aside anything that you might have on your mind, any multitasking. Like, just give yourself this sacred time to be present and to be right here. And let's just take a couple deep breaths just for a moment to give you the opportunity. So you can close your eyes, take a nice deep breath. And as you breathe, set aside any stress. Imagine that with every exhale, you can let go of any tension or stress. Good. With each inhale, breathing in love. Breathing in love, which is within you and all around you. When we call upon the angels of light, we call upon the divine, whether you call that God, source, spirit, universe, whatever words, call upon the energy of pure divine love. We call upon your higher self, and I call upon my higher self, and we just declare this is a sacred space of love and clarity and joy. So we'll ask the angels to place a big bubble of light around each of us. Beautiful. All right, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Here is what we are going to cover today. We are going to talk about what it takes to be an Archangel Activation Facilitator, who this program is for, who it's not for. We're going to talk about just a brief overview of the program, how it works, how you can be set up for success as a facilitator. I'm going to also dive a little bit deeper into the conversation of how to make money teaching these angel classes, because basically the sacred opportunity that is before you is to teach my most popular and successful angel classes, the Archangel Activations for Purpose, Passion, and Prosperity, formerly known as the Angel Meditation Club. This is a series of 12 classes about 12 different archangels. There's even a class on the fairies, actually. And basically, you have an opportunity here to get certified to teach my most popular classes. And then as you teach and step into your life purpose, you can actually also receive money and make money in a really meaningful way. And so I'm going to talk a little bit more clearly about how you can make money. I touched on it in the angel experience from a few weeks ago. I know many of you attended that. It was called 5 Signs You're Meant to Work with the Angels. And if you missed it, just let me know. I can send you a link to the replay. And then we're also going to talk about, like, what do you do if you want to become certified, but money is getting in the way? Like, lack of money is getting in the way. That has been coming up for some people. And I'm going to share some really important tips about that, ways you can generate money, ways to think about it, ways to open up the possibilities for money to flow for you. And then this part I think is super important. We're going to talk about how to overcome doubt and fear of stepping into your gifts, because that also has been coming up for a lot of people. So I'm really happy that you're here. You might want to have some notes out, or some paper out so you can take notes. All right, so let's just dive right in. Let's talk about what it takes, what it means to be an Archangel Activation Facilitator. And to do that, I just want to share really briefly that this is a calling. This is a calling from the universe, from God, from the angels, that if you are meant to work with the angels, you will get some kind of feeling or knowing of that. Maybe you already have been getting a feeling or some signs coming in from the universe or the angels. Maybe you'll feel it while I'm talking about this in this Q&A call. So I invite you to tune into your intuition as I talk and notice how you feel. Do you feel excited? Do you feel like a little nervous about what I'm talking about? Like nervous about the idea of teaching others about the angels, like excited but nervous. Like notice how you feel. If you feel something, that is usually a good sign of intuition. If you feel like lukewarm or bored, then that's probably not a good sign. So anyway, notice how you feel. This is a calling. When I was called to work with the angels, I would have never guessed it. I was attending a workshop at the time by Doreen Virtue, who used to teach about angels. And I just was attending her in-person workshop. It's just part of a bigger spiritual conference. And I walk in and I felt this incredible presence of love. And as she shared about the angels, I felt so warm and loving, and I just felt this incredible feeling of love. And then she announced that she was having an angel training. And for me, I got so excited. And she was like, it was her last angel training. This was about, 10 years ago. She was like, it's my last one I'm ever doing. And I knew I had to be there. And I did not know how I was going to pay for it. I just knew I had to be there. And I did not think I would ever tell anyone that I was going, because at the time I wasn't into angels. I just thought, like, why am I being called to go to this angel training? I had no idea. But the way that I operate is I listen to my intuition for the most part. I've got my moments, but I listen when I get those feelings, those callings. And little did I know I would end up teaching about the angels. So who this program is for people who are feeling a stirring in their heart, that they're like, I want to make a bigger difference. Like if you feel like you want a positive change in your life, you want to help others to experience more love in their lives, more positivity, more joy, more magic, more of a feeling of freedom and hope and inspiration. If you feel like you want to make a meaningful difference in the world and you're tired of just living like a humdrum life, this program might be for you. If you feel just a sense of like you want to take your life to the next level of spirituality, spiritual growth for yourself, if you want to like get closer to your own angels, if you want to open up your intuition more, this program might be for you. I'm going to keep sharing and you'll figure out if it is or not. But basically, the whole idea here is that this program is for people who have a big heart, who wants to help others. You might have never envisioned yourself teaching about the angels. You might think you can't do it. We're going to talk about that too. You might have tons of doubt, but just ignore all of that. That is just mind stuff. It's just thoughts, limiting beliefs. It's just the realm of the ego. You know, the ego believes in separation. The ego tells us we can't do it, that we're not good enough, and so on and so on and so on. But tune in to your soul. That's all that this is about. Listen to your soul, which your soul speaks through your heart. So you'll hear some people say, listen to your heart, listen to your soul. To me, it kind of means the same thing. So listen to your soul. This is about alignment. Do you feel aligned with the idea of bringing more love into the world? Do you feel aligned with the idea of helping others to connect with something bigger than themselves, with the angels or with their intuition? Do you feel excited about the idea you could make a meaningful impact? And if you feel like you really want to make a difference in the world, then that is a very good sign. If you actually just want to teach about the angels just to make money, that is not a good fit for this program, because this program, the facilitator program, will teach you how to teach, and I'm giving you my actual class content to start teaching. I'm giving you marketing materials, everything that you'll need to start teaching, and you will make money. As long as you take action and charge money, as long as you put yourself out there, overcome your fears, go for it, you're going to make money. I've made a lot of money teaching this particular program, the Archangel Activations. So you will make money, but it's not about the motivation to make money. It's like there's nothing wrong with making money, but it's about leading with your heart. Do you feel a desire to help others? And are you willing to receive money along the way? As you give, are you willing to receive? So that's a good question to ask yourself. Like, does this whole idea of teaching about the angels, does it feel in alignment for you? Does it feel like a big, strong yes? Okay. And then also the program is for people who maybe want to start a spiritual business but have never done it. So it's a great beginner program, and it's more than a certification. It's like a business in a box, because I'm not just certifying you in a skill, which many certification programs out there are about certifying you to have a certain skill. Like I've been certified to be a life coach, or I've been certified to be a hypnotherapist. I'm an NLP practitioner. I'm a Reiki master. All these certifications, they're all skills. So I'm teaching you skills, and I'm also preparing you to have a very successful spiritual business, because I'm giving you class content, giving you student handouts, marketing materials, every single thing that you will need to be successful having a business teaching about the angels. Or if you don't want to teach, you can also take everything I give you and apply it to one-on-one client sessions. So if you want to have a private client practice and work with people one-on-one, that could work. We also have some people interested in the program who don't necessarily know if they want to teach or to work with clients one-on-one, but they want to deepen their own spiritual understanding. And they know that through teaching, we teach what we need to learn. So teaching is the highest level of learning. And you could just share the program, like the concepts, with strangers or with friends or with, one-on-one conversations with people as things come up. So anyway, you don't have to see the whole vision of where you're going. It's just about, again, tuning into that calling. Do you feel called to work with the angels? Would you love to learn from me? And do you resonate with these vibes, the vibes of love and joy and abundance? So the program's for people who want to start a spiritual business. It's also for people who have a successful or growing into successful spiritual business. So like if you already have a spiritual business, but you want to add on a whole skill set and whole set of teachings about the angels, that is wonderful. We have some people who are massage therapists who want to actually add on teaching. So that's phenomenal. We have some people who have been teaching for literally their whole adult lives. So we have seasoned teachers who want to step into teaching about the angels. And we have beginners in the program who have never, ever taught in their lives. And it's so cool because either way, you'll be set up for success. And the program is also for people who are just really wanting a deeper meaning in their lives. And you can teach these Archangel Activation classes online. You can teach them in person in your local community. That is what I recommend first and foremost, because people are craving connection at this time in our world, and teaching in person provides that. It's so beautiful. But I'm also going to set you up for success and tell you everything you need to teach online if you prefer that too. You can take this content of the angel classes and teach in beautiful destinations like Hawaii or Australia or Sedona, like really beautiful places, and create your own retreats. So the possibilities are infinite. But let me know if you have any questions about that, about what I'm sharing there. And let me keep going. Oh, another thing I wanted to say about this, who the program is for. It's in general, I feel like it's for, actually, hold on, I have a slide about this, sorry. Just sharing from, what's coming through. I forgot I had a slide. So the program is for action takers, people who are not just going to learn what I say, but actually implement it. Like, I want people in this program who are going to teach and work with people or share the messages and actually take action, because that is what it takes to be successful. The universe rewards action. Let's see. And also, confidence is helpful. Confidence is helpful, but not necessary. So let me explain it this way. If you are confident enough to face your fears and to help others, like face your fears of stepping into your gifts and just help others anyway, that will go a long way. You don't have to be the most confident person in the world. Confidence is helpful to teach these classes, but even if you are not that confident, you can still be really, really successful, because all it takes is just a willingness to help others, a willingness to show up and share from your heart. Because in the facilitator training, I'm literally giving you all the words that you'll need to say in a class. I'm giving you outlines of each class that you'll be teaching. Like I said, there's 12 classes. So it's a series of 12 classes you could teach over the course of a year, one class a month, or you could teach them one class a week for 12 weeks, 3 months, or you could teach them like as a whole weekend or whole week retreat. So anyway, I'm giving you outlines for each of those 12 classes, and I'm giving you word for word transcripts. Word for word transcripts of the classes, and also the guided meditations. I'm going to teach you how to facilitate angelic healing guided meditation, and I'm going to just give you everything you need, including student handouts, including any images that you might need to supplement your students' learning, and so on. So basically, it's helpful if you can be confident, but even if you're not that confident, just have a willingness to show up and share from your heart. And I've had a lot of people asking me about, like, what if they're doubting themselves? So I want to actually just touch on that right now. Is I've had people say, well, Courtney, you can talk to the angels and I can't talk to the angels, or I can't do it like you do it. And so the first thing I'd like to say to that is, we all have our own unique personality and our unique style. We all have our unique, authentic self. I have a certain way of teaching and a certain way of being myself. You have a certain way of being yourself. And so I really encourage you, if you're called to teach, I encourage you to be natural, to be yourself. Like, please don't try to be like me, because you are you and I am me. And so you don't have to do it like I do it. I'm giving you content that you can teach. You can teach it just like it is, or you can make it your own. You can be creative, put your own spin on it. But when you are teaching, the idea is, like I said, being of service. So let's just say if you've never taught before, you can gather up a small group of people, maybe like 5 friends, and just practice teaching. Do it over and over until you get comfortable. Like, when I first started speaking, it was when I was 19 years old, and I'm 40 now. So I've been speaking professionally for 21 years, which is really wild when I think about it. But I was terrified. I was very, very scared. And I just was so driven. I was like, oh, well, I'm going to deal with that fear. And that's what that's the kind of person I'm looking for, is someone who is like, I'm going to feel the fear and I'm going to do it anyway. Like if you feel such a passion to help other people that you're willing to work through that fear and that doubt. And the more that you do it, the more you teach, the more you speak, the easier it gets. It just gets so much easier. The same with working with the angels. When I first started working with the angels, oh my goodness, I didn't think I could do it. I had no clue what I was doing. When I first started working with the angels 10 years ago, I didn't think I was intuitive. But when you are in that space of service, magical things happen. That's the way I'd say it. Like your crown chakra opens up, you call on the angels, they work through you. And so the more that I worked with the angels, the more I taught angel classes, the more I led these angelic healing guided meditations, my gifts started opening up in the process. My gifts didn't open up and then I decided to teach. I decided to teach and then my gifts opened up. See, it's totally different. So if you're a perfectionist or you feel like you are a procrastinator, you feel like you're waiting till you're ready to teach, well, my guess is you're never going to be ready until you just first decide that you're going to do it. Does that make sense? Like you won't be ready. You won't feel like everything is just right. I never feel like I'm totally prepared for anything. But there's this beautiful thing that happens when you just surrender to the moment and you surrender to the energy, because the angels work through you. And you'll get more and more comfortable with that as you go through. So you don't have to know all the answers. But I am giving you all the words you'll need to say. You can literally refer to your notes the whole time you're teaching. So that is cool. But you're not going to need the notes at some point, because you will call on the angels. They're going to show you what to say. And I'm going to teach you how that all works. Like, how your intuition works and how you can know it's the angels guiding you and all these things. So my point is, I'm not special. Everybody is intuitive. Everybody can talk with the angels. And when you're teaching, you only need to be like a couple steps ahead of the people that you're teaching. You only need to know a little bit more than they do in order to still lead and to still teach. Isn't that cool? So anyway, it's pretty interesting. So if you are feeling this sense of doubt, then I want to say, acknowledge the doubt, feel the fear, and jump in anyway. Follow your intuition anyway. Because just like I know I've heard Wayne Dyer say this in the past, we don't tend to regret the things that we do as much as we regret the things that we don't do. And this is the only time on planet Earth in my lifetime that I am offering this class live. It's going to be live online, worldwide on Zoom. So you can access it from really anywhere. And we'll be seeing each other on webcam. I'll be screen sharing like this. So it's live online on Zoom. And there are 9 live facilitator training classes. This is the only time I'm ever going to do these training classes live. So if you know that you do well with interaction, if you want to ask questions, you want to feel that group energy and interact with each other as well as me and be inspired, then this is the time to jump on board. And also I have special pricing. I'll talk about that in a few minutes, but special pricing, this is the only time I'm having this special pricing. The price is going to go way up if I offer it in the future, because I don't know yet for sure. The angels have not yet shown me, am I going to teach this program in the future, or is this just a one-time thing? I hope I teach it again in the future, but I can't say for sure. What I can say for sure is I'm teaching it now. And there's no need to delay if you're feeling that guidance now. Does that make sense? Like, there's no need to delay. The angels are always saying, time is of the essence. Step into your gifts now. So like I said, ask yourself, will you regret not jumping on board now? If it's a year from now, 2 years from now, let's just imagine, and you're still living life the way that you are now. Let's say you're still working the way you're working now. Let's say, your every aspect of your life is just the way it is now. And we're now 1 year in the future, 2 years in the future, 5 years in the future. Are you going to be happy with that? Or do you want to make some changes in your life? Do you really want to step into your gifts and step into your intuition? Do you want to have a thriving spiritual business guided by the angels of light? Like, that is so incredible. It's the most meaningful thing I could ever fathom, to like live your life purpose day by day, and to know that you're sharing your gifts and you're doing it in an authentic, meaningful way, and you're helping other people. Like, nothing means more to me than when I hear a story from someone of how one of my classes has made such a difference in their life. It's like, it's amazing. And, I feel so grateful and so honored, and I feel grateful that the angels work such miracles in our lives. I feel honored to be able to share that. So will you regret this? Will you feel like, oh no, I was meant to do that and I said no to myself? Because we are now in Mercury retrograde. I don't know if you knew that. We just went in retrograde just yesterday, Monday, the 17th of February. And Mercury retrograde is usually I think it's like 6 weeks or so. It's a period, or is it less? Anyway, I'm not an astrologer, but anyway, Mercury retrograde is a period of time that happens a few times a year where we are guided to be more internal and to go into reflection, review, rest, to be honest with ourselves about what's happening in our lives and to make appropriate changes. And so in this time of review, like right now, we are reviewing what's happening for you, right? What's coming up for you. And it's like, if you feel like you want to do this program, but you're holding yourself back, is that a pattern for you in your life? Do you feel like a big, strong yes, but then you hold yourself back? You like play small maybe, or you limit yourself, or you think of all the reasons you can't or shouldn't do something rather than just saying yes. Like, many of us have a fear of success, a fear of shining. Fear of success is actually more common than fear of failure. Fear of shining and standing out, being visible, is very common. And so just be honest with yourself, like, what fears are coming up? And it's like, are you holding yourself back? And if you are, is that pattern serving you? Is that pattern serving you anymore, to hold yourself back? Or are you ready to just be like, this is my life on planet Earth? And some people say we've only got one life. I believe in multiple lives, so I can't say that confidently. But the idea is we are here now on planet Earth. Like, there is no do-over of this life. So what are you doing now in your life? How are you honoring your intuition? How are you honoring the people that you're here to help? How are you honoring your gifts and your mission? Like, what is your mission? So it's about being really, really honest with yourself on that and taking advantage of this special time right now of Mercury retrograde. Okay, so I'm going to see if there's any questions in the chat box. Okay, I'm not seeing any questions, so thank you for listening. And I'm going to keep going with a little bit more insight about all of this. Okay, so we do have, as of this very moment, we have 10 spots left in the program. And it's limited to 25 people. So we only have 10 spots left. And also, enrollment closes on Monday, February 24th. Less than a week, enrollment closes. So now is the time to apply. There's no obligation if you apply, but applying is basically saying to myself and saying to the universe that you are interested, that you are leaning in, and you are saying yes to teaching about the angels. Well, there's no obligation. Once you apply, my amazing partner Mike and I will read over your application. And if you are a good fit, we are going to email you. Mike will email you first. We're going to email you and let you know you've been accepted, and let you know the next steps. And the next step is making your payment. And then the next step after that is learning the Archangel activations and getting going in the program. So I'm going to show you, actually, I think I want to start, hold on, let me tune in for a second. I'm going to go there. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to talk about the money piece first, which kind of seems counterintuitive, but I'm feeling guided to talk about the money piece first, and then I'll go into a little bit more about how the program works and whatnot. But I know a lot of people are having this concern about the money, so let me start there. So basically, the investment for this program is $2,444, around $2,500. And the value of the program is almost $14,000. I've had business mentors, business coaches who have told me that they suggest I charge $5,000 or more because of two things: because of all the content that you'll be receiving, and also because of the fact that this is an opportunity to not just like pay money and get a training, but it's an opportunity that has a return on your investment. You'll be able to make back the money that you spend on this training program, and then lots more. Because when you teach the Archangel activations, you would need between 6 to 8 students, only 6 to 8 students, to pay back your entire investment, or to make back your entire investment. That's not very many students, you know, and it's like the first 2 months that I taught this program, I served 51 people. 51 people. And all you need are 6 to 8 people in order to just make back your money. And then after that, the rest is pure profit. So that's pretty amazing, right? And I could easily be charging more than I am, but this is the first time I'm teaching this program, and I wanted to make it easy for you. I wanted to be like an investment that is a can-do investment. And so basically we have a limited number. We still have a limited number of $447 abundant scholarships available. And with that abundant scholarship, if you qualify for the scholarship through your application, that would reduce the price to $1,997. So that takes like almost $500 off, which is phenomenal. And so this is an investment in yourself. It's an investment in your business. It's an investment in your life purpose, and an investment in your health, your happiness, and in all the people that you're meant to help. Like, I've had to invest in my business so many times. I've done tons of trainings. I've done trainings for my modalities and my skills. And I've also done lots of business trainings, lots of marketing trainings. I mean, I've had my business for 10 full years. I've been full-time for 10 years in the spiritual work, supporting myself completely. And also I've had to learn a lot about marketing and how to run a business. So I'm going to be sharing lots of wisdom with you from those experiences. And I totaled it up. I've invested over $50,000 just in business and marketing training. That doesn't even count my modalities. I think I've invested around like $10,000 in just my spiritual modalities. That doesn't include even like, you know, my master's degree in social work and bachelor's degree in psychology. So just to give you some perspective, I hope that helps, because I don't normally like to talk about this, but I've invested, so that's like over $60,000 just in my spiritual business over the years. And it's not like I had money. I didn't have savings. I was a social worker. I was barely getting by as a social worker. So it's not like I had a bunch of savings that could help me pay for all of those things. I've had to figure out ways to pay for the trainings that I've needed. And that's what I encourage you to do, is that if you are really feeling guided to this training, to know that you can do it. We tend to limit ourselves. And I shared this in the webinar too. It's like, it's so easy to walk around saying, well, I can't afford that. But when you say, I can't afford that, it actually closes down the possibilities. That is a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's a limiting affirmation, unfortunately, and it becomes your reality. Like, you can't afford this program. If that's what you're deciding, then, I mean, unfortunately, that's the case for you. But if you say, you know what, I don't know how I'm going to afford that program, but I know that it's in alignment for me. So, okay, angels, okay, God, how can I afford that program? And ask that question and affirm to yourself that you can do it. Affirm to yourself you can do it. When I heard Doreen Virtue, when she used to teach about angels, I heard her say she was doing this angel training. I was like, I've got to be there. And the training was $2,000. And then it was also at that time an in-person training. So I had to pay for my travel, my hotel, my food. The whole experience ended up costing me $4,000 to become trained, and just a skill to work with the angels. She didn't give me any teaching content. She just gave me, taught a skill. So you're receiving even more in the certification than what I received from her. And anyway, I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. Well, what I did was I said yes. I just tuned in. I was like, is this an alignment for me? I knew I had to go. I knew I had to find a way. So I put it on a credit card. So for me, I had to make the decision first. And then, and that often happens for a lot of people, we must decide first. Then within a couple of weeks, I got creative. I had to really get uncomfortable in some ways, and I figured out ways to generate that money that I needed in order to do the training. And so the reason I'm sharing these details with you and telling you how much I've invested in my business and so on is because I'm not like, I want to inspire you and just talk in the reality of things. It's easy to be like, yeah, abundance is coming your way, don't worry about it. But no, that's not real, right? The reality is money is it's a physical tool that we have on planet Earth, and money is a real thing. And so you might have to get very uncomfortable and very creative to figure out how you're going to pay for this. For me, when I've invested in business trainings, I've lost a lot of sleep over it. I don't want you to lose any sleep, but like, I'll be up in the middle of the night being like, oh my God, what did I just say yes to? And how the hell am I going to pay for that? I have no clue. But the cool thing is, when we are ready to up level, when we're ready for a shift, that includes getting uncomfortable, because when we are uncomfortable, that's when we are growing. If you are totally comfortable right now in your life, then your life is probably pretty stagnant. You're not probably growing a lot, right? So growth is uncomfortable. And think about the butterfly. Like when the caterpillar goes into the cocoon, it becomes total mush. Its whole DNA structure changes. It's not like a caterpillar that just grows butterfly wings. It becomes mush and just like goopy mess. And then it forms into this amazing new creature, the butterfly, and then it pushes its way through the cocoon and flies. And it's like, none of that sounds comfortable. None of it sounds comfortable. Your whole body turning into goo and then like having to push through a cocoon. That's not comfortable. I can't imagine. So like, are you willing to get uncomfortable? Are you willing to say yes to a higher vibration of living? Because the angels are a very high vibe. They're the vibe of pure love. And you've got to meet them there. The angels can't like shrink their energy down. They can't lower their vibration to connect with us when we are like in a lot of doubt or fear. We've got to step out of that doubt and fear and get into love, get into our power, raise our vibration, and meet the angels in the higher realms, in the higher vibes. And so is your soul guiding you to step up into a higher vibration? One of the ways to do that possibly is saying yes to this investment, because money is energy, and that investment is going to stretch you up into a higher vibration. It's going to help you get into your power, and it's going to help you to like feel more confident and more alive and more like, it's like this invigorating feeling to make an investment in your life purpose. And then to know that you are so supported by the universe that you can figure out ways to pay for that investment. But it all starts by making the decision first. And I want to just share an inspiring story with you. I've changed her name for confidentiality purposes, but a client of mine named Ashley, she was working in a really like low paying job. I think it was just above minimum wage. She's a single mother, and she wanted to go to my Angel and Fairy Hawaii retreat. And the energy exchange for the retreat was all inclusive, but the energy exchange was $6,500. And of course, if she looked at her bank account, there's no way she could have afforded that. She did not have savings. She did not have extra money. She was just barely getting by. But she knew she had to get there. And so she hustled. She actually took on a second job and started driving for Lyft or Uber. And she also found a creative way to have a sponsor. and she asked someone for help, and he very generously helped her with some of the money, and she earned some of it in her second job, and she was able to make payments, and she did like a payment plan, and she rocked it. And the coolest part of it was like, not only did she generate $6,500, but this was such an empowering experience. She had tons of transformation before she ever got to the retreat, because she learned that she could do it, that she could make money. Like if she put her mind to it, she could figure it out and generate that money. And she felt so supported by the angels and by the universe. And it totally shifted her vibration. Like she got to just be like, yeah, the world is a loving place and the angels love me and I'm supported and I can generate money. And like, I can feel the vibrational shift just talking about that. And a lot of us, like I said, we're afraid of shining. Like a lot of people are afraid of how good it feels to be in those higher vibes of love. So it's like we can choose to be in the lower vibes of lack and scarcity and like, I can't do it, I'm afraid, I can't afford it. Or we can choose to be in the higher vibrations of like, where there's a will, there's a way, abundance, love, joy, the angels. And none of us want to be afraid, right? But we're human. We've got this like programming of fear. So it's like, how can you just stretch yourself? How can you be like the butterfly and bust through your cocoon and just say yes to what is truly for your highest good? And I promise you, the answers are going to come for how you're going to pay for it. It could involve asking someone to sponsor you, whether it's a friend, a colleague, an acquaintance, a family member. Like all it takes is asking, and asking sometimes is the hardest part. But what is the worst that could happen if you asked someone to sponsor you? The worst that could happen is they'd say, no, I'm not interested. That's okay. Kind of like, thank you so much for considering it. All right, I understand. Okay, next person. Ask. You might ask a lot of people to sponsor you so that everybody contributes like a small amount. Like, wouldn't it be cool if you found like 20 people who would contribute $100 to this for you, or one person who would invest in it, and like maybe you could offer them an energy exchange of teaching them the classes or doing one-on-one angel healing sessions with them. Like, what if it's someone who's interested in the angels, they want some healing, they've got extra money, and they are willing to invest in you. And you can give back to them through teachings or through one-on-one sessions. Or just receive the gift from them if they're willing to give you this gift. But we must put our desires out in the world, and we must ask. We must ask for what we want. Same with working with the angels. The angels can't help us without us asking because of free will. So if you ask the angels for help, they are going to help you. If you ask them for creative ideas and so on. So it might be, asking for sponsors, borrowing money from someone and paying it back once you get your classes going. Or another really cool thing is PayPal has a program called PayPal Credit. And PayPal Credit gives you the opportunity, you apply for it through PayPal Credit. You can just do a Google search, just Google PayPal Credit. Go to the website and apply for it. And basically, they give you 6 months of credit of whatever amount of money they approve you for, and they give you 6 months to pay it back 0% interest. And so how cool is that? And the certification program is 2.5 months long. So you could be teaching, technically you could be teaching starting in mid-May. You could definitely start teaching, and if you take the action, you can pay back that 6 months, or pay back the PayPal credit within 6 months. So that's a really cool option. And then also you might find ways to make more money, or like ways to save money. Maybe there's belongings in your home that you could sell. Maybe you could refinance your home if you own a home. Like, just be really creative. And I said this in the webinar too, is generate a list of like 20 to 50 ways that you could pay for the program, or like ways you could make some money. So it takes getting creative, but this is not just about money. It's about getting in your power. It's about your divine birthright. You have a divine birthright to access all the funds that you need. And this is an abundant universe. So it's not just that you can have what you need, you can have more than what you need. So tap into that abundance. And the other cool thing is to remember that this actually is an opportunity to make money. The Archangel activations will help you to make money, which is wonderful. And a lot of people talk about, abundance and like, oh, I want more abundance in my life. But abundance needs a way to come to you. Like abundance needs a vehicle. Money needs a vehicle. Money needs like a pathway to reach you. So that pathway might be, like I said, asking for a sponsor or finding something you can sell, like products you could sell or to make money or whatever it is. But the Archangel Activations classes are a really beautiful pathway for money to come to you. And like I said, it's all about being in service. It's about leading with being in service first. So here's how you can make money in the facilitator program. There's a series of 12 classes and 12 meditations, which, like I said, you could teach one a month. That's how I have done it. Teach one a month. Or, so that's cool because you can actually even be in a full-time job and still do this. Or you could do it as a 12-week series once a week, or as like a whole weekend set of classes or retreat. So there's 12 different classes. The price I've charged in the past, and the price I would recommend charging, is $333 for the whole set of 12 classes. That breaks down to about $28 a class, which you could charge a lot more for it if you want to. By all means, I think it's worth a lot more. I just always tried to like make it really affordable for people. So let's just say you charge $333 for the set of 12 classes. People can either pay up front for all 12, or they can pay one at a time as they go. I've done payment plans where it's like $33 a month if they just pay as they go. So let's just say you have 8 people sign up for that series. That is $2,664 that you receive. The costs are very minimal to teach. So basically, after that, after you pay off your investment from this training, then the rest is pure profit, which is really beautiful. And yeah, so let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to check the chat box again. Okay, I'm not seeing any questions. All right, so happy that you're here. Thank you for being here. And let me see if there's anything else I wanted to say about this money part. Oh, payment plans are available. I do have payment plans available. The current payment plan is, if you get the scholarship with the discounted scholarship, the payment plan ends up being 5 monthly payments of $488 each. So 5 monthly payments of $488 each. You will save the most money if you can pay in full. And there's lots of different payment options too. There's Venmo. These are a few apps you might have on your phone, or you could download them. There's Venmo, Zelle, or Chase Quick Pay. Or you can do PayPal, send money to friends and family. Or you can even mail me a personal check. I trust you. And so you can even mail me a personal check. Once that check clears, you'll get enrolled in the program. And then the last payment option is you can pay by credit card. And what I'm doing for credit cards, since there's so many payment options available, there is a 3.1% credit card fee. So it's just like a little bit extra of a fee. So if you do the pay in full and you pay over credit card, the total price is $19.97 plus the credit card fee ends up being around like $50 to some dollars. So it ends up being like I think it's $2,059. So that is an option for you as well. And so lots of payment options. You can check out that PayPal credit that I mentioned. And you're going to do the best if you can just pay in full, and also have that invigorating empowerment, right, of like knowing you can do it and really stepping into that higher vibration. So anyway, so point is there's lots of different options, and I want to share with you a little tiny bit more about the program. So I'm just going to go just a few more minutes. Okay, so overall the profit margin for this program is high, which is exciting. Okay. And another thing I wanted to share. A couple examples of marketing materials. So like I said, it's called the Archangel Activations. This is the class that you'll be teaching. And this is the logo for the program, this top corner here. That is the logo. And you will be receiving program logos. You'll be receiving all kinds of marketing materials, and you'll get to choose. You can either use the original logo, which was the Angel Meditation Club. If you like that better and you feel like you prefer to call your classes the Angel Meditation Club, then you can do that. And I've got marketing materials for that. Or if you want to stick with the current title, call your classes the Archangel Activations, then by all means, you can do that as well. So those are options. And then I'm also going to be sharing with you flyers, sample flyers that you can modify to make your own. So I'm going to share with you the template. I'll be taking out my picture and my website and taking out the date and time and all the details. But you can just, I'm going to share with you programs where you can easily make your own flyers for free. And then you can take this template, you can run with it. You can just add your own details. I'm going to show you how to do that in the program. So lots of marketing materials. And the marketing materials are so valuable. Like, if I don't know if you've ever looked into pricing for how much it costs to have a graphic designer, how much it costs to have a copywriter to write your to write for you. I always write my own content, but I know a lot of people who pay for copywriters to like write their marketing materials. So basically, I'm giving you text. It's called copy, text that you can use on social media posts, you can use on emails, on flyers. Like, it's a lot of beautiful assistance to you to make it really easy to market your classes. And so with all of that said, the marketing materials are worth the price alone. You know, the $2,000 or $2,500, like, that is actually a really good price for all the marketing materials that you're going to receive. If you wanted to hire your own graphic designer or hire your own copywriter, it's going to end up costing you a lot. I think a lot more than that, based on like the pricing I've done for these kinds of things. So, I just talked with a graphic designer the other day, and she charges between $750 to $1,000 for a logo, to make a logo. So anyway, point is, this is all coming your way. And I want to show you just one more thing, is this is what the class platform looks like. So basically, when you get certified as a facilitator, you receive the Archangel Activations student program, the curriculum, and you receive the facilitator trainings. The facilitator trainings are live, online, on Zoom. The student program is here for you already, just waiting for you to step into it. And here, actually, this is the better way for you to see it. So these are all of the student classes that you will first watch to learn the material. And this is the material that you'll be teaching. So first you go through the program just as a student, then you'll go through it with the lens of a facilitator. So for example, you can see there's 12 different classes that you'll be teaching. There's Confidence with Archangel Michael. You'll help people boost their confidence and meet Archangel Michael. There's Love and Romance with Archangel Shamuel. There's the Intuition. Intuition with Archangel Haniel. So you'll help people to open up their intuition. Fairy Magic and Manifestation. The fairies are really incredibly beautiful and important, and that's optional. Of course, you can teach all of these, but let's just say you really don't want to teach about the fairies. Like, their feelings will be hurt, but they can handle it. That's okay. You'll still have 11 classes that you can teach. But I recommend teaching about the fairies because they are very powerful and healing. So that'll give you 12 classes. And you even get to teach about abundance. So if abundance is something you want to step into, talk about learning through teaching. Like, that is the highest level of learning, because when we have to explain something to someone, it takes our understanding of it to a much higher level. So let me show you like what they look like. So this is the content you'll be receiving for your student Archangel Activation programs. So each class, there's an opening meditation. There's a section of the class about activating that particular topic. So this one, activate your confidence. there is an angel assistance activation sheet. Let me show you this. Let me see, I might need to move my camera over. So each archangel, there is a student handout, a PDF that explains all about that archangel. And these are great handy sheets for you to have for your own knowledge. And they're also really great to print out as handouts for your clients, or if you're teaching online, you can share it as a PDF. So basically it talks all about the archangel. What is their personality like? What's their color? What do they help with? All these things that the archangel helps with. And then a prayer or invocation to call on that archangel. And you basically receive all of these handouts, which is so cool. I'm going to show you a couple more examples too. Let me move my camera back over. And then for each class, you have the Meet the Archangel, you have activation techniques, confidence activation techniques or tips, and then there is an angelic healing guided meditation. And these angelic healing guided meditations, that's where all of the healing and magic happens. And the cool thing is too, like I've infused these meditations with hypnotherapy techniques, but instead of you having to become a certified hypnotherapist and pay whatever amount of money that costs, then you will get the benefit of my hypnotherapy skills that are just embedded in the meditations, and you'll just be able to read them word for word to your participants. And I'm going to teach you how to do that, because there's certain skills and certain techniques that are really important to help your participants or students have a really healing experience. You know, I'm sure you've experienced there's good meditations out there, and there's some that are not really all that great. So, and then you have these pictures, these really beautiful pictures that you can download and share. You can even share these as social media posts if you want to. Totally up to you. So you receive a lot. There's some of these are affirmations, like about confidence. Sorry, I'm going through them kind of fast, but I just want to mindful of time. But anyway, I just want to show you a few of these. Confidence is sexy. Beauty comes from inner confidence. And then there's even confidence tips. These pictures that you can share with your participants, or like I said, you can share them on social media as well. And let me show you an example of like one of the other archangels. So Archangel Jophiel, let me show you what her activation sheet looks like, because it's totally different than Archangel Michael. So for each of the archangels, whatever their color is the background to that sheet. And that I really wanted these to not just be like info sheets, not just for information, but for an activation, an energetic activation. Let me show you Archangel Raphael. And I made these myself. I poured a lot of love and certainly a lot of time into making them. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of them. I'm really happy with the way they came out. So these are really great. I've had students say that they print them all out and they've got them like in their meditation room, or I've had some people frame them and hang them up. So it's really cool. Okay, I just want to kind of give you like a little bit of an idea of what your class content looks like. And again, this is just for the student program. Then you're going to have the teacher facilitator program with all your training classes. And the classes happen, they start, the facilitator training classes start Friday, March 6th. And they happen on Friday afternoons at 4 o'clock. I'm going to stop sharing my screen real quick. Okay, I'm going to get really big. There we go. So they start at 4 o'clock Arizona time. And so that's 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. And 5 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. Pacific, but then we have the time change. So the following week, it's going to be 4 o'clock Arizona time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and so on. So basically, the training classes happen Fridays at 4 o'clock Arizona time, and they go for 9 weeks, mostly in a row, but we're going to skip Good Friday because it's a holiday weekend. So we'll just do these facilitator trainings. There's going to be 2 tests that you'll need to take and pass before getting certified. One test about all the student content, everything you learn about the archangels. You'll be able to show what you know, and also that'll help you take your learning even deeper to actually have to think through the test. And then the other test will be based on the facilitator training classes. And the facilitator training classes, those cover topics like how to market, how to price your classes, how to make money. We go into depth about that. How to feel comfortable charging money if you've never done that before for a spiritual service. What else did we talk about? So many things. Tips for public speaking, how to shine as a speaker. We do a whole class about the archangels. We do a whole class about Q&A so that you'll be prepared for questions and answers in your classes. I'm going to share with you common questions people ask. Like they always ask things like, do the angels have wings? The answer is no, the angels don't have wings. I'm going to teach you everything you need to know so that you are prepared to teach confidently. And yeah, I feel like there's so many more things in the live training classes, but if you want to go to the website, that's the most important place for information. The website is CourtneyLongAngels.com/AAFP. And on that website, it has a list of all the training classes. They're toward the bottom of the web page, and just lots of great info. So like I said, apply. Trust your intuition. How are you feeling right now? I've just shared a lot of information with you. Like, how do you feel? Tune into that. Do you feel, you might feel like a little mentally tired from everything I've talked about, but let's just tune into your heart. So go ahead and close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath. Bring your attention into your heart. You can even place your hands on your heart. We call on your higher self. We call on your angels. We call on the divine. And just imagine that you can pull your ego out of your body and mind and place it into a bubble next to you. Just pull your ego out and place it into a bubble. Or maybe place it on a chair next to you. Good. And we call again on your soul, your light, your knowing. Take a nice deep breath. And just imagine the light in your heart is shining really brightly. The light of your soul. And imagine that light from your heart. It shines so brightly. It starts to fill your whole body. The light fills your arms all the way to your fingertips. It fills up through your shoulders and your neck and your face all the way to the top of your head. That light fills down through your stomach and your back, down through your legs, all the way to the tips of your toes, bottoms of your feet. So your whole body is filled with your light. Just breathe that in. I'm just going to ask you a couple questions. As I do, notice anything that you feel or see or hear or know. Anything that comes to you. Are you being called to work with the angels? Are you being called to teach with the angels? Are you being called to work with clients one-on-one? And is it for the highest good for you to become certified as an Archangel Activation Facilitator? Good. Trust whatever comes to you. It could be a feeling, a knowing, an image, all kinds of different things, words, thoughts. So I'm going to ask that one more time just for clarity. Is it for the highest good that you become certified as an Archangel Activation Facilitator? And let's ask if there's anything else that you need to know. Good. Beautiful. And we're just going to ask just one more question, actually. What, if anything, is standing in your way? What, if anything, is standing in your way? Beautiful. And just go ahead and open your eyes when you're ready. And are you willing to feel the fear and do it anyway? Like whatever was standing in your way, whether it's yourself or fear or doubt, whatever it is, it's like, are you willing to just open your heart and say yes to your purpose? And actually, let's just do one more little piece. So just something else just came to me. So go ahead and close your eyes one more time. And just envision or imagine that you move through that block, whatever it seems to be, and envision that you say yes to your purpose. And notice yourself being supported by the angels. Notice money being there for you. There is money there available to you to support you. Notice that. Beautiful. We say thank you, thank you, thank you to the angels. Thank you to money. Thank you to Massacor, the money angel, who you're going to learn all about. And then whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Beautiful. So my prayer and hope is that this time that we've spent together has helped you to get off the fence and to get a clear yes or a clear no. I'm sure I've left some things out. Let me check. I'm not seeing any questions in the chat box, so let me know. You can email me. You can email Mike. My email address is Courtney@CourtneyLongAngels.com. Mike's is Mike, M-I-K-E, at CourtneyLongAngels.com. We are here for you. Mike is available via phone as well, so you can email and you can actually apply. The best action is to apply first. Mike will read your application. If you're approved, then you guys can talk on the phone and he will answer any additional questions that you have. Like I said, it's normal to have doubts. It's normal to have concerns, but don't sink into that doubt. It's like soar beyond the doubt. But get your questions answered so that you feel comfortable, that you're ready to say yes to your purpose. And especially if your purpose is being part of this Archangel Activation Facilitator Program, I would be like over the moon honored to certify you and honored for you to share these sacred teachings in the world. They're precious. Like it's almost like my little babies I'm releasing into the world, and I'm really excited about it, but it's also quite a journey for me too, you know, to like let go of my classes, and I'm excited because I'm only one person. I can only do so much. So I know you're going to reach a lot of people, and you're going to help people in such meaningful ways. And so it's like, let's just share these angel messages in the world, and we're going to do it together. So let me know if you have questions. fill out the application. It's at CourtneyLongAngels.com/apply. I'm so excited to see the positive change that we make together in the world with the angels' help. And I am just so grateful to you and your beautiful presence and all the love that you share in this world. So let's keep it going. Let's have some fun in this program. And I'm going to see you in the program soon. And I can't wait to read your application. Mwah! Have a beautiful evening or rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon.